Welcome to another video of Digital Marketing Masterclass. I am Bibin Saver, Assistant Professor of Media International Institute of Management, Kutikanam. And in this video, I will be talking about search engine optimization or SEO. And these are the portions that I am going to cover in this session. What is SEO? How search engine works? What are the types of SEO? What is the process of doing SEO? What is the difference between PPC and SEO? What are the advantages and disadvantages of doing SEO? Now let's discuss what is SEO. Let's say you have created a beautiful website for your business or your personal brand, but unless and until you are not promoting that website, how the world will know that you have such a website? There are many ways through which you can market your website. You can use social media marketing. You can post your website link on your social medias like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. Or you can use email marketing as a tool, SMS marketing as a tool, or you can use paid advertising as a tool. You can show the website ads on Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, etc. And the last but the most important option to promote your website is using search engine optimization or organic search. The beauty of search engine optimization is that you will get millions of traffic to your website absolutely free. Now, before we define SEO, let us understand what is a keyword. So, keyword is anything that you type on the Google search bar or any other search engine's search bar. We can divide keywords into two, long tail keywords and short tail keywords. For example, adventure water sports in Kochi. That is a long tail keyword because it have more than four words in the. So the keywords that are having more than four words in it is considered as a long tail keyword, and the keywords that are having less than four words in it is considered as short tail keywords. So the beauty of long tail keywords is that it is very easy to rank, and short tail keywords is not that much as easy as long tail keywords. As you all are aware, Google is a search engine marketing leader, and our future lessons will be based on Google. This is a typical search engine result page of Google, and as you can see, there are two types of search results. There is a paid search result here. These are ads, and there is organic search results, which is a result that appear on Google naturally by the ranking that Google give. So if we want to rank our website on these organic search results, we need to do SEO. Or if we want to list our website on this paid search results site, then we need to do paid advertising called search engine marketing or pay per click. Now let's discuss how Google ranks website. So to rank website, Google uses an algorithm and it is getting updated every day. This algorithm is formed by more than 200 factors that is determining how the website should be ranked. So we can classify these 200 factors into the factors that you can control and the factors that you cannot control. Some of the examples for factors that you can control is the number of backlinks to your website, the domain authority of your website, the social signals, the content on your website, etc. An example for a factor that you cannot control is user behavior. How the user will behave when he come into your website. Maybe he will quit the website as soon as he came into your website. It will give Google a signal that your website's content is not what the user is looking for, and that's why he quit the website. So what will Google do? Google de-rank your website. And ultimately what Google is trying to do is to provide the useful and relevant search result to users so that more people will use Google. And if Google is not providing useful and relevant search results to the users, then what people will do? They will rely on other search engines like Bing.com. Now, why do we need to rank our website on the first page of Google? That's a question. There is a saying that you can hide a dead body in the second page of Google because no one will ever visit the second page of Google. That shows the importance of ranking your website on first page of Google. Unless and until you are not ranking your website on the first page of Google, you are not getting the visibility that you should be getting. So it is very important for you to rank your website on the first page of Google that which related to So it is very important for you to rank your website on the first page of Google for the keywords that you want to rank for. And we do that by doing SEO. So search engine optimization is a technique that will help you to rank your website on search engine. Now let's discuss what will happen if you are ranking on the first page of Google. Ranking on the first page of Google, which means that you will get more visibility. More people will see your website when they search on some keywords, and more people will visit your website, which means that the quality of the number of visitors and the quantity of number of visitors to your website will increase. Now let's discuss the types of SEO. There are mainly three types of SEO: white hat SEO, grey hat SEO, and black hat SEO. So white hat SEO is the ethical SEO. It is the search engine optimization techniques that Google suggests, and it is a path that Google suggests also. The main advantage of white hat SEO is that Google won't penalize your website. But the disadvantage of white hat SEO is that it is very slower compared to black hat SEO and grey hat SEO. Using white hat SEO strategies is that you won't get penalized by Google, you won't get banned by Google. But the drawback of white hat SEO is that white hat SEO is much slower compared to black hat SEO. It will take you to minimum of 6 months to get ranking on Google. The next one is grey hat SEO, and grey hat SEO strategies are in white hat SEO and black hat SEO. It is more riskier than white hat SEO but less riskier than black hat SEO. And these are some of the techniques that will result in getting penalized by Google. You won't get banned from Google by using a grey hat SEO, but you will get penalized by Google. What considered grey hat SEO today will be considered black hat SEO technique in the next days. The last one is black hat SEO, and that is the most unethical way of doing SEO. That is the most unacceptable way to do SEO. So what black hat SEO techniques will help us to do is it will help us to rank our website within short period of time. What black hat SEO techniques will do is that they will trick the search engines so that the search engines will give you a better position. But the drawback of black hat SEO is that as soon as the Google or the search engine find out that you are doing a black hat SEO technique, they will penalize your site, they will ban your site. Then it will be very hard for you to rank your website. So doing black hat SEO will give you short-term results, but if you are looking to rank your website for a long-term perspective, then definitely you should not use black hat SEO. And people usually do black hat SEO because of two reasons. The first reason is they work. They work until the search engine find out that you are doing black hat SEO, and then they will penalize your website. The second reason is that the common people don't know that doing black hat SEO technique will result in getting banned on your website. An example for a black hat SEO technique can be keyword stuffing. In keyword stuffing, what you will do is you will place the keywords everywhere on your page, and as a result your website will get ranked faster. But as soon as Google find out that you are doing black hat SEO, your website get penalized and it will be difficult for you to rank again. Now let's discuss the process of SEO. What are the step-by-step process that you have to do in order to get a better search engine rankings? The first step of doing SEO is keyword research. You have to find out the keywords that you want to rank for. Second step is you have to analyze your website. You have to analyze the competitor's website so that you can make some inference about how you can rank the keywords that you want to rank for. By analyzing our website, we will understand what are the things that we need to change on our website to rank our website. By analyzing the competitors' website, we will be able to understand what are the keywords they are ranking and what are the things that they are doing on their website which we can also implement. So that is the purpose of website and competitive analysis. We can divide SEO into two: on-page SEO and off-page SEO. On-page SEO techniques are changes that we will make on our website to rank our website faster. And off-page SEO techniques are techniques that we do outside the website. So we need to do on-page SEO, that's the third stage. And fourth stage is off-page SEO. And the last stage is we have to analyze our ranking, we have to analyze our website traffic, and the final step of SEO process is analyzing ranking and traffic. And we will use several tools like Webmaster Tools, Google Analytics, etc. to analyze the ranking, analyze the traffic, etc. By analyzing the ranking and traffic, we will be able to understand the keywords that we are ranking for, the keywords the competitors are ranking for, the keywords we should be ranking for but we are not ranking and the competitors are ranking. Such inferences can be made by analyzing the website ranking, analyzing the website traffic, etc. So this is the basic SEO process, how the SEO should be done. So the first step of SEO process is keyword research, and there are many ways through which you can find the relevant keywords for your business. The first step is just go to Google and type the keyword that you want to rank for, and you will get a drop down just like in the screen with the similar keywords that people are searching for. For example, when you type SEO, you will get all the keywords that are related to the term that you have typed, which the people are also searching for. And when you scroll down, you will find a section called People Also Ask, where you will get some more keywords that people are also searching for. And when you scroll down further at the bottom of the Google search engine result page, you will find another window called searches related to your keyword. Now, another tool that you can use to generate or find the keywords that keyword suggestions is that keywordsheeter.com. That is a free website. All you have to do is just go to keywordsheeter.com and type the keywords for which you want to find the similar keywords and type on sheet keywords, and you will get a plenty of related keywords that you can also rank for. Similarly, there are many tools that will help you to find keywords. There is supersuggest.com, there is Ahrefs, there is SEMrush. There are lots of free and paid tools available online through which you can find lots of keywords for your website. I hope all of you have generated plenty of keywords about your product or services. The next step to do is you have to finalize the keywords that you want to rank for. Maybe you have generated thousands and thousands of keywords, but you don't need to rank for every keyword. You need to rank for the keyword that is very easy to rank and that will give us the best ROI or return on investment. So what we need to do is that we need to identify the average monthly searches of each keywords, the competition of each keywords, and we need to rank our keywords based on that. Now to identify the search volume for each keywords, to identify the competition of each keywords, you can use a free tool called ubersuggest.com. So all you need to do is just go to this URL neilpatel.com/ubersuggest, and there you can find a search bar like this. So all you have to do is just type the keywords that you want to rank for. For example, let me type SEO and type the locations on which you want to search, for example India, and click on search. Now here we can see the search volume for these keywords, the SEO difficulty, how difficult is to rank for this keyword, and paid difficulty, how difficult it is to get on the first page by showing the Google ads. And here you can see the keyword ideas, similar keywords that you can also try to rank for. And here it is mentioned the search volume, monthly search volume, cost per click, paid difficulty, SEO difficulty. So what we need to do is that we have to find out the monthly search volume for each keyword and the SEO difficulty of each keywords. And after finding out the volume and search engine difficulty, we need to select the keywords which have high search volume and low SEO difficulty. These are keywords that will give us more traffic with less difficulty. That is how you select the best keywords that you want to rank for. Now the second step of SEO process is website and competitive analysis. There are many tools available in order to do website analysis, in order to do competitive analysis. For website analysis, the popular tools are WooRank.com, GTmetrix.com, Google Page Speed Insights, Pingdom.com, etc. So what these tools will do is that they will analyze your website and they will give you suggestions on improving your website so that your website will rank in a better way. So to do competitive analysis also there are many tools. First method is just go to Google and search for the competitors website and find out for what are the keywords they are ranking for. And that is the hardest way of doing competitive analysis, but there are tools available which you can use to conduct competitive analysis, and some of the tools are Ahrefs, which is a paid tool but the most advanced and comprehensive tool to do competitive analysis. Then there is SEMrush and again Ubersuggest. So let me show you how you can conduct a competitive analysis using Ubersuggest, which is a free tool. So all you have to do is just go to Ubersuggest and type the domain that you want to do the competitive analysis. For example, neilpatel.com. Just type enter. Now this tool will give you the domain overview, the number of keywords that this website is ranking for, the average monthly traffic, the domain score, number of backlinks to this website, etc. So when you go down, you can see many things like the top pages this website is ranking for. For example, it is ranking for neilpatel.com, what is digital marketing, and what is the traffic to each web page, number of backlinks to each page, number of Facebook shares, Pinterest pins, etc. And the keywords that this website is ranking for. All these information can be collected using this competitive analysis tool called Ubersuggest. Now, while conducting competitive analysis, there are certain matrices that you need to be considered. You need to analyze the keywords the competitors are ranking for, the number of backlinks, which means that the number of links from other websites to your website or your competitor's website, the website traffic to their website, the authority of the website. These are some of the matrices that you need to be considered while doing competitive analysis. Now the third step of SEO, doing SEO, is on-page SEO. So the on-page SEO techniques are activities that we do on the site, on our website, to rank our website. And these techniques are called on-page SEO. So these are some of the on-page SEO techniques that we use. For example, domain name. There are certain things that we need to consider while selecting the domain name if you want to rank for a particular keyword. If the domain contains the targeted keyword, then it is very easy to rank. Let's say I want to rank for the keyword digital marketing, and if my domain contains the particular keyword digital marketing, then it is very easy to rank. The next one is title and meta description. So let's say I'm searching for Neil Patel. So here, this is the title, and this is the meta description. So when we do on-page SEO, what we need to do is that we need to put our keywords that we want to rank for in the title and in the meta description. Then H1 and H2 tags. So we need to add our keyword on H1 and H2 tags while creating web pages The next one is keyword density. So keyword density is the number of times a keyword can appear in a page. And if we are putting our keywords many times on a page, then the Google will consider it as keyword stuffing and it will penalize our website. So we need to take care of how many times we are using a particular keyword in a website or web page. Then another one is we need to optimize our images. So what we need to do is that we need to reduce the size of our images as soon as possible, and all the images should contain alt keywords. So alt keywords will help the Google to identify the images. So we need to add alt keywords on every images, and we need to reduce the size of images as much as possible. And the page speed should be maximum. These are the basic on-page SEO things that we need to do. The next step of doing SEO is off-page SEO, and these are activities that we do outside our website to rank our website. So there are many techniques. These are methods that will help us to increase the number of backlinks to our website. So whenever we do any of these activities, what is happening is we are building backlinks to our website. The first one is blogs. So you can write blogs on many platforms like medium.com, etc. And you can create a backlink to our website, which will help us to rank our website. In guest blogging, what will happen is you will write for some other bloggers and you will link back to your blog. Video submission, link building, directory submission, article submission, infographic submission, classified submission, etc. These are some of the common methods of doing off-page SEO. Now the last step of SEO process is analyzing ranking and traffic. And there are many tools available through which you can analyze the website traffic. For example, smallseotools.com, Ahrefs, SEMrush, Ubersuggest. These are some of the tools that will help you to analyze the ranking of each keywords. Or you can manually search on Google and find the keyword ranking. Or you can use the webmaster tools where you can find the keywords that you are ranking for and the ranking of each keywords. And traffic to the site can be analyzed using Google Analytics. So these are the basics of SEO. Now let's see the difference between Google Ads or PPC and SEO. So when we search in Google, in the search engine result page, we can find two types of result. We can see the paid ads and we can see the organic results. So if you want to list our website on the section of paid ads, then we need to do PPC or Google Ads. And if you want to rank our website on the section of organic results, then we need to do SEO. Now let's see the difference between paid ads and organic results, and why do we need to do SEO and why do we need to do PPC. So the pros of SEO is that it gives you the best long-term return on investment and it provides you more exposure and brand awareness compared to PPC or paid advertising and more relevant results. The benefit of PPC is that you can set up it very easy. Let's say you want to rank for a particular keyword, you can create an ad in just 5 minutes. That's the advantage of PPC or paid advertising. And it will provide you immediate results. Now coming to the cons of search engine optimization. It is very difficult for you to quantify and it takes much more time to rank for a particular keyword. Usually it is seen that if you want to rank for a particular keyword using SEO, then it will take 3 to 6 months, which means that you need to work more if you want to rank for a keyword using search engine optimization. But with PPC, it is very easy for you to rank for a particular keyword. Now, the major con of PPC is that let's say you are paying money to Google, then your ad will be in the top of the Google search engine result page. But the moment you stop to pay to Google, then your ad won't be there, your rankings won't be there. But the benefit with the SEO is that you don't have to pay any money to Google. And another con of PPC is it is subjected to ad blindness. The majority of the people who are visiting on search engine result page, they already knew that there is ad on the top, so all they will do is they will just skip the ad and they will go to organic results. That is a major con of PPC. So my recommendation is you need to do both SEO and PPC. For long term ranking you need to do SEO, and for short term sales you need to do PPC. Now let's see the advantages and disadvantages of doing SEO. Now let's see the advantages of SEO. The first one is brand awareness. SEO helps us to build more brand awareness. The more keywords that you are ranking for, the more will be your brand visibility. The more will be the number of people who are visiting your website, the number of people who knows about your website. The second one is targeted traffic. The benefit of doing SEO is that you are getting targeted traffic to your website, which means that all the people who are searching on Google are looking for something. So the people who are coming from the search engine result page, they are looking for the product that is already in your website, which means that we are driving targeted traffic to our website. The third point is competitive advantage. Let's say you are doing SEO and your competitors are not doing SEO. So compared to your competitors, you are getting an advantage, you are getting more brand awareness, you are getting more visibility, you are getting more product sales, etc. So you will be getting a competitive advantage. And SEO is not that much easy to imitate in a short period of time. Let's say you are ranking for a particular keyword. So it is not that easy for the competitors to rank for that keyword within 1 day or 2 day. It will take at least 3 months for them to rank for that particular keyword. And compared to many other digital marketing methods, SEO is much less costlier. The common people have a notion that if you are ranking Google, then your product is the best. So if you want to establish a reputation, if you want to brand yourself as the expert or the best product, then doing SEO is the best way to do. Now, the disadvantages of doing SEO. The first disadvantage is that your position in Google search engine is unpredictable. When Google introduces a new algorithm, all these current search engine rankings can change. So it is very unpredictable and it is very time consuming. It will take lots of time for you to do SEO. You will need to write blog posts, you will need to promote your blog posts, you will need to write press releases, etc. So it is very time consuming to do SEO and to rank your website. Now let's say you are using some black hat SEO techniques. That is another disadvantage. Maybe you don't know that black hat SEO techniques will hinder the SEO of your company. But if you are doing black hat SEO techniques, then in long term it will hinder the SEO of your company. And these are some of the disadvantages of doing SEO. And that's all about today's video. Thank you. And in the next video, we will see how you can create Google Ads.